AEW collapses after ex-WWE stars return. Tony Khan faces nightmare backlash. Subscribe to our channel to get daily WWE breaking news and analysis through voice. Let us know in the comments what kind of WWE updates you want next. Let's get started. Disappointing news for Tony Khan and AEW despite ex-WWE star's shocking return. The wrestling world was buzzing after an ex-WWE star made a jaw-dropping return to AEW, sending shockwaves across the entire industry. Fans expected this comeback to spark a surge of excitement and viewership for Tony Khan's promotion. But instead, AEW faced an unexpected setback that left both management and the locker room deeply concerned. According to close sources, Tony Khan had invested heavily in promoting this former WWE talent's return, planning it as one of the most talked about moments in recent wrestling history. The intention was clear: to reignite fan interest, boost Dynamite's ratings, and send a clear message to WWE that AEW was still a strong competitor in the global wrestling landscape. However, things didn't go as planned. Despite the massive buzz on social media leading up to the ex-WWE star's appearance, AEW's ratings failed to see the significant spike Khan had hoped for. In fact, the numbers showed a disappointing decline following the initial return episode. What was meant to be a historic turning point for AEW has instead turned into a worrying sign that the promotion might be struggling to maintain its momentum. The identity of the returning wrestler had fans speculating for weeks. Some predicted that the mystery signing would be a top-tier name who could instantly elevate the product. When the ex-WWE star finally made his return, the reaction was initially explosive, with the crowd erupting into chants and social media going into overdrive. Yet, as the days went on, the excitement quickly faded, with many fans questioning AEW's creative direction. Insiders report that Tony Khan personally oversaw the creative planning behind the superstar's return storyline. He reportedly wanted the angle to blend nostalgia with a fresh narrative twist, but critics have pointed out that AEW has been relying too heavily on ex-WWE talent instead of building their own homegrown stars. The returning performer, though talented and charismatic, might have been caught in the crossfire of this ongoing debate. The disappointment also extends to the locker room. Several AEW wrestlers have reportedly expressed frustration over the company's focus on former WWE stars rather than those who have been loyal to the brand since its inception. Some talents feel sidelined and overlooked, while others believe AEW is losing the unique identity that once made it special. AEW's fan base, known for its passion and loyalty, seems to be divided as well. While some celebrated the return, hoping it would bring more mainstream attention, others were critical of the decision, calling it a desperate attempt to mimic WWE rather than outshine it. Social media discussions have been heated, with many pointing out that AEW's storytelling has become inconsistent and overly reliant on shock value rather than long-term planning. The timing of this setback couldn't be worse for Tony Khan, as AEW continues to face increasing competition not only from WWE, but also from its own internal challenges. There have been reports of backstage tensions, creative disagreements, and concerns about leadership direction. The company's once unstoppable rise seems to have hit a plateau, and even major surprises like this high-profile return haven't been enough to reignite the spark. Analysts note that AEW's struggles may also stem from oversaturation. With multiple weekly shows and frequent pay-per-view events, maintaining high levels of excitement and creative consistency has become difficult. Fans have begun comparing AEW's recent booking decisions to the same mistakes WWE was criticized for years ago: overbooking, repetitive storylines, and missed opportunities to elevate fresh talent. Despite the disappointing results, Tony Khan remains optimistic. In a recent internal meeting, he reportedly encouraged his team to stay focused and trust the long-term vision for AEW's growth. He emphasized that not every storyline or surprise will instantly pay off, but that persistence and creativity will eventually bring the company back to its former glory. Still, industry experts argue that AEW must reassess its strategy before it's too late. The wrestling landscape has drastically changed, and fans now crave authenticity, emotional storytelling, and organic star development more than ever. Relying solely on shock returns and high-profile signings might bring temporary buzz, but without compelling narratives and strong character arcs, even the biggest names can lose their impact quickly.
The returning ex-WWE star reportedly understands the pressure surrounding their comeback and is said to be frustrated that things haven't panned out as expected. They've been pushing for more creative input and hope to use upcoming storylines to prove their value to both AEW fans and critics. AEW's upcoming events will now be crucial in determining whether this return can be salvaged or if it will go down as one of the company's most disappointing misfires. The company's future direction could hinge on how Tony Khan and his creative team adapt to the growing criticism and shifting fan expectations. AEW once represented the rebellion against the old system, a fresh alternative filled with passion, innovation, and unity. But as the lines between AEW and WWE blur due to frequent crossovers and familiar faces, fans are beginning to wonder if the promotion has lost sight of what made it revolutionary in the first place. Tony Khan's challenge now is not just about managing ratings or signings. It's about rebuilding trust, excitement, and belief among his roster and audience. While this recent disappointment stings, it could also serve as a wake-up call for AEW to return to its roots. Storytelling driven by creativity, risk-taking, and the hunger to redefine pro wrestling. Whether the ex-WWE star's shocking return can be redeemed remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: Tony Khan and AEW are standing at a critical crossroads. The next few months will determine if they can transform this setback into a powerful comeback story, or if this marks the beginning of a deeper decline in what was once wrestling's most promising revolution. Thanks for watching Fights, your ringside seat for every WWE shocker. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to never miss breaking WWE news and the next big superstar updates.